Well, I felt like we had a chance going in, but we were going to have to make some shots and take care of the ball. So 9 for 39 from three and 19 turnovers. Not going to get it done.
Just how would you describe the effect that Rudy had on the game tonight?
Yeah, he was great. We were trying to put him in pick and roll in the first half, pick and pop stuff with Quentin to pull him away from the hoop. But he's one of the best defenders in the league for a reason. And, covered the paint, was able to get back out to Quentin and really clog things up. So, Rudy was awesome.
You're expecting Draymond, Steph, Melton, Horford back on Wednesday?
Yeah, Melton and Horford for sure, and hopefully Steph and Dre. But leaving them out tonight was because they're banged up, and the knee for Steph has been nagging him. So hopefully, getting today off, tomorrow off, he'll be ready to go on Wednesday.
Kind of beyond the game, how will you remember this trip to Minneapolis?
It was pretty crazy to be here for 4 straight days during all these events, to witness everything firsthand. It was meaningful. It was very sad, but I'm glad we were here. I'm glad we were able to see the people here in Minneapolis and try to help them forget by playing a couple of basketball games, but it's obviously going to take a lot more than that. But it's a very resilient city, and it's a really tough situation and sad being here. Last night was a really somber atmosphere. I thought tonight was better. It felt like fans were more into it, more enjoyable. In terms of just taking in the game, but definitely a tough few days.
Steve, to follow up on that, you've been through a lot of different weeks throughout your career. How would you put into context the emotions of the entirety of this week for your group?
Well, obviously we are the visitors here. We're the observers. This is not our city, but we know all those guys on the Timberwolves, and to talk to them and talk to Chris Finch and to hear what they're feeling, their families are feeling, and then to see literally up close the people in the streets and the tragedy, knowing it was right down the street from us. It was almost surreal. I mean, it was really a bizarre few days. But as I said, I mean, we have a lot of empathy for the people here, and we're really hopeful that the protests here and nationwide will lead to a much better solution for immigration. It's not like they're rooting out violent criminals. They're taking 5-year-old kindergartners and U.S. citizens and detaining people. And immigration is a problem that needs to be addressed, but it needs to be addressed by Congress, legislatively, not by military force in the streets, pulling people from their homes.
Steve, I know you spoke the other day about you don't know the future of Pat Spencer, but what does he mean to this team in terms of more than just a guy that can go in and fill in? I know he had a slow start tonight, but how have you seen him grow? What do you like most about what he contributes?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a gamer. He's so competitive. He fights for everything. He's earned everything he's gotten. He's the kind of guy you want on your team because he embodies, what you preach about competitiveness and unity and, being ready for your opportunity and being part of the group. Fantastic teammate, and I love coaching him.
Well, what was this game like for you guys just in terms of the uphill battle that you faced from the jump?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we missed a lot of guys, and yesterday they came out slow. They didn't have their best night, so we knew that they were gonna get out there and pick it up, and they definitely did. They made it tough on us to score. Overall, they played a good game, and we didn't make a lot of shots, but full credit to them. I thought they just played great. We couldn't get a lot going tonight.
What kind of factor was Gobert?
Oh, he was tough. I mean, he just clogs up the whole paint. He kind of makes it tough. He just takes up so much space. So for us to play against him, got to figure out different ways to keep him out the paint. He was big for them.
Yesterday, Steve described the atmosphere in here as very somber, sad. Did you feel any difference today compared to yesterday, just in terms of the mood of the crowd or just the energy in the building?
I thought it was. I actually wasn't out there for the national anthem. I was in the bathroom, but I was out there yesterday, and you definitely feel the weight of the city and everything that's going on. I mean, I'm not an American citizen. I'm from Europe, but you feel for these people and what they're going through and what's happening. It's not right, and you feel that in the building. So it definitely adds a factor. It's been a weird couple of days for us as a basketball team, to be in these circumstances. But at the end of the day, you got to do your job and you got to go out and play. So last couple of days, you definitely felt it and you feel for the people of Minnesota.
For you personally, not being what has it seen immigration as here and
I mean, I don't want to say anything. Like, I'm not educated enough on the subject to say something, truly, smart about it. But some of the things that I see from a human standpoint are just unacceptable. Like, it looks like a witch hunt out there. And like I said, it's I think it's great to see the people of Minneapolis and the city to stand up. I think it's a beautiful thing, and that people go out there and stand for something. So I can only look from afar. And like I said, it's been a crazy couple of days being in the city. So yeah, it's been a lot.
What was today like, just in terms of fighting kind of an uphill battle?
We knew that would be a tough day. Coming from a back-to-back without Steph, Dre, Mel, all these guys. And the way that we won the game yesterday, we knew that they're going to come in and just play strong, play hard, and they did it. I think we could do a better job on offense and moving the ball and everybody playing together. We didn't shoot well today, especially on defense too. We could get more stops. We could do a better job on their players. So we knew that going to be a tough day. We should be more ready for that.
I think when you hit your first three above the break, you were kind of emotional about after missing a couple. How is your shot feeling right now?
Now, I was feeling good. Like, all the shots that I shot, I think just one, maybe, like, that I took on the fourth quarter. On like all the way on the 45, that was the only one that felt like terrible, but all the other shots felt good. Looked like a going in and just bounce off the rim. We were missing a couple of wide open layups, all the shots that we make it, and it's just some days is like that.
What was it like being here in Minneapolis the last few days, just with everything going on?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not into that. I don't know a lot of like what is going on, so I just saw a lot of people on the street. I don't know exactly, what's going on. I gotta look for it to, I have something more to talk about.
Gui, I think you played, I don't have it in front of me, but like 28, 29 minutes. Just does your approach change at all when you're playing more extended minutes compared to your usual 3 or 4 minute burst?
I don't think that changed. Like, I feel like I play what the game gives to me, So there's games that I'm going to take. I don't know how many shots I took today. I think that might be the most in my career, 13 shots. And there is games that I just take 2 shots, but I gotta play hard on the offense board and on like creating extra possession. Today was one of the days that I could shot a little bit more. There's some wide open shots that I miss, shots that I was trying to drive at the rim. But I feel like games like that, you know, you have more opportunities to go at the rim and trying to play a little bit more with the ball in the hand. I will be able to do it. I think I could do a better job. I had a not good turnovers numbers. So yeah, I will be ready to the next time when I had this opportunity to be able to help more the team.
Before the game, we were talking to Steve. He said even though you guys were so shorthanded, he thought you guys were going to win. You know, what was his message to you guys post-game? Pre-game.
Just as he said, that we could win. Had a good film session this morning, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
What do you feel like flipped late in the second quarter? They closed on a 21-6 run.
I think we turned the ball over a little bit there and gave them some easy ones. So I think it just gave them some rhythm going into the second half.
How different does the game feel when you have the ball more and you have to initiate more offense than usual?
What you mean?
Typically, you're not initiating almost every possession like you had to do tonight, just given Steph was out, a bunch of other creators were out.
I mean, yeah, it just forces me or Pat just to try to get the domino to fall each and every time. So that's really the only difference, I think.
As on a broader note, how would you sum up your experiences the last couple of days, seeing what you guys have seen here?
It's definitely sad to see what's going on. I think, how Steph said it last night was perfect. And I couldn't agree more with what he said. Hopefully they're able to find some peace and some joy, even through this tough time.
Crowd feel different at all tonight?
At times, yeah. I think it helped that, they played well. So I think it helped a lot. But it was kind of similar to last night.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know what? He produced a double-double. Let's check out some Gui Santos here on Toyota Warriors post-game live. Gui Santos played 26 minutes and 11 seconds, 1 of 6 from the three-point line. He's capable of hitting that shot. Had to go to work against Julius Randle on the other end of the floor, but his first double-double this season, 11 and 10, 5 and 13, 2 assists, 1 block shot. Hey, KB, this guy, you see why Steve Kerr loves him. Solidified role player. Gave everything. Look at that little shot right there on the baseline. He was going hard. He also got hit in the face by Julius Randle.
We saw that too.
Officials missed that call.
Well, listen, Gui Santos, this is what you expect in 26 minutes to play. Give him opportunity and he will seize that opportunity. He's always going to get you something on the glass. He's always going to get you those hustle plays. Now you see an opportunity where he can stuff the stat sheet in a few other ways in this one. Although it still looked like a frustrating night for him, 5 of 13, 1 of 6, but that's just nobody had their three-point shot going in this one. It was just a different floor for the Warriors, not spaced, kind of crowded. Who are guys playing next to? What kind of chemistry do they have with them? Who's going to lead this offense too?
It's rough.
I have a few notes, but this one is a little confounding to talk about tonight.
You gotta give. I'm giving Gui Santos credit. 11 points, 10 rebounds on a night where you don't have really the ball movement or the floor spacing. You had to create your own shots, which is different because Gui normally comes into the game. He's a hustle guy. He gets offensive rebounds. He hits open shots. So, when Steph creates this, this mess of the defense because the defense chases Steph, there's a guy open. So Gui back cuts and things like that. Today he was tasked with making his own shots. He got 11 points off of that, and against bigger guys, against Naz Reid, against Rudy Gobert, against Jaden McDaniels, and all these guys are bigger than our big guys on the floor tonight. Gui being one of the bigger guys on the floor, I thought he did a good job. Battle. His job is to go get those boards, 10 rebounds. That's huge for your small forward, power forward tonight.
He was guarding Julius Randle.
He was guarding Julius. He was forcing him to tough shots, but Julius got some fast break layups from turnovers, and Julius got going in the second half. I thought they did a good job in the first half on him, though.
First career double-double for Gui Santos, and he's playing alongside Quentin Post and Postal Service. KB mentioned it. He averages 17 minutes a game. He played 17 in the first half. You could tell at times he was sucking some wind there, running up and down the floor. But you know what? 27 minutes, 34 seconds. He gets better and better and better. Look, it's a tough matchup against Rudy Gobert, against Julius Randle, Naz Reid. But he was active out there. 13 points, 5 rebounds. You can do that at times, hit the three-point shot, and the Warriors want more of that, KB.
Well, QP is a smart fella. He had to see who was on the injury report tonight and think, okay, I got to start tonight. This is against the size. And I wonder, as he looks at Rudy Gobert going forward, just consider Quentin Post is 25 years old. His body is probably done growing. But what kind of frame does he want to play with as he matches up against some of the other 7-footers in this league? I remember earlier in the season, he said, sometimes if I gain 5 pounds, I feel thicker but slower. If I lose 5 pounds, I feel quicker, but I get pushed around down there. So it's going to be a balance of how can this big man kind of be inside of his body? How can he prepare to play against some of the bigger competitors in the league, the guys that match his body size? Gobert's got 20 pounds on him too. So how does he grow into his body? How does he study? How does he KYP basically? How does he study guys? And how does he prepare for many years and what will hopefully be a long career playing against these other 7-footers?
Yeah, Quentin Post has improved tremendously this year. The guy from last year to this year, he looks much more confident. He is taking those shots that he needs to take for this team to be successful. At 7 feet tall, he's a stretch 5. He starts the games to create that spacing for Steph, for Draymond, for them to be able to activate. They need QP to hit those shots. And he did that tonight, 3 for 7 from the three-point line. But I also saw a part of him going in. You talk about him sucking wind, Bonte, but he was sucking wind because QP was going at Rudy Gobert, and he was going in the paint. Yep. And I love seeing that part for any big man. I love the fact that he has the skill to be able to shoot and hit threes, but as a 7-footer, your strength is in your height and your ability to rebound the ball, your ability to go in the paint and finish over other people. I thought he did some of that tonight. You see his improvement. He's just making more confident, more straightforward moves in the paint. And I love seeing that aggressiveness. You saw a little bit of that last night, a little chippiness with him and Joe Ingles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need from your big man. You need a guy who can be an enforcer, one block shot, just make them feel your presence. And you see that from
The Golden State Warriors could end up fulfilling Stephen Curry's biggest late career wish if the LeBron James rumors turn out to be real. For years, fans have dreamed about a Curry-LeBron partnership. Now, that idea is back in the spotlight, with talk that Golden State could make a serious push to sign LeBron James this summer when he becomes an unrestricted free agent. The goal would be simple and historic. Finally put the two defining superstars of this generation on the same roster, and the groundwork for the idea is already there. LeBron has previously expressed interest in playing with Stephen Curry, and Curry has shown interest in the opportunity as well. They also won Olympic gold together in 2024, giving everyone a real glimpse of what that pairing can look like when it's not just a fantasy. It's also not the first time Golden State has looked in LeBron's direction. The Warriors have tried to trade for him before. The difference now is that it could happen in an off-season where the entire franchise feels forced to think bigger. Because Jimmy Butler's torn ACL didn't just hurt the Warriors, it wrecked their championship chances this season. And even looking ahead, there's no guarantee Butler returns at his best, given his age and injury history. That reality could push the organization toward a dramatic pivot. Golden State may want a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. But if that's not possible, LeBron becomes a compelling alternative, especially if the Warriors' priority is staying competitive during the final elite years of Curry's career. There's also a key detail adding fuel to the speculation. Zach Lowe hinted that LeBron may not play for the Lakers after this season. The team didn't offer him a contract extension, which keeps the door open for a possible departure. And if LeBron does leave, the report suggests there are only a handful of teams he'd want to play for, with Golden State viewed as one of the top candidates. While LeBron keeps the Warriors competitive next to Steph even at 41, LeBron is still producing elite numbers. He's averaging 22.5 points, 6.9 assists, 6.0 rebounds, and 1.1 steals in 33.3 minutes per game. He's shooting over 50% from the field, and he ranks as the 4th highest scorer in transition per game. The defense has slipped a bit, but in his 23rd NBA season, he's still helping teams win while continuing to break records. And the basketball fit next to Curry is obvious. Fans saw it at the Olympics. Curry's shooting, paired with LeBron's playmaking, creates an offense that's brutally hard to contain. LeBron's presence would elevate Golden State's supporting cast and give the Warriors a legitimate chance against any opponent on any night. It would also instantly put Golden State back at the center of the NBA world. 2 icons, 1 roster. Every game becomes an event. Maybe Curry doesn't win another ring. That part isn't promised. But the entire season would matter again. Every night would feel big. Every matchup would carry weight, and the spotlight would follow them everywhere. The Warriors want that energy back. They want meaningful games, and LeBron would guarantee it. For many people, this is the dream scenario. LeBron wants to play with Steph. Draymond Green would welcome him to the Bay Area with open arms. The Warriors have tracked LeBron for years, and if Golden State can land him in free agency, they stay in the fight without giving up future draft capital. That's why this rumor hits differently than most. It's not just about excitement, it's about urgency. The Warriors need to reshape the roster if they're going to remain competitive during Curry's last years. Butler gave them a real shot, and the injury took it away. So expect Golden State to be aggressive chasing talent, and convincing LeBron to sign as a free agent would be one of the biggest, cleanest swings they could take. No one knows what LeBron is thinking. But until the picture becomes clearer, Warriors fans have every reason to dream. And that's really the heart of why this rumor feels so powerful right now. It isn't just about star power. It's about timing. The article frames this as the moment Golden State might finally chase the one pairing fans have talked about for years, because the usual path has been damaged. Jimmy Butler's torn ACL didn't just remove a major piece, it forced the Warriors into a corner where small adjustments don't feel like enough. And that's why the Curry angle matters so much. Curry wants to stay competitive in the final years of his career. That's not speculation in the article. It's the central motivation it highlights. If Butler's injury took away the team's title chances this season, and there's no guarantee he returns to his best, then the Warriors can't simply sit still and hope the same formula works next year. The article presents that as the reason dramatic changes could be coming. In that kind of environment, a move like LeBron stops sounding like a fantasy and starts sounding like a plan. Not a guaranteed plan, but a direction. Especially when you layer in the details the article points to. LeBron has said he wants to play with Curry. Curry has shown interest in the idea. They've already shared the court in a meaningful way, winning Olympic gold together in 2024. That matters because fans don't have to imagine the chemistry from scratch. They've already seen the outline of it. And it matters because it hints at something deeper than two stars on paper. It suggests complementary strengths that show up immediately. The article also reminds fans that Golden State has tried to trade for LeBron before, so the organization's interest isn't new. What's new is the pathway. Unrestricted free agency changes the conversation entirely. It means the Warriors wouldn't need to spend future draft capital to make it happen. And the article frames that as a major advantage if Golden State is truly trying to stay competitive without mortgaging the future. That's also why Zach Lowe's hint about LeBron's future with the Lakers becomes such a big part of the discussion. The article notes the Lakers didn't offer LeBron an extension, and that leaves the door open to him leaving after this season. Then it narrows the field even further. The article says there are only a handful of teams LeBron would want to play for, and it places Golden State among the top candidates. So when people ask, why would this actually be possible? The article gives you a clean chain of logic. Interest exists on both sides, recent success together exists, and the contract situation could create an opening. And then the basketball case takes over. Even at 41, the article says LeBron is putting up elite numbers, 22.5 points, 6.9 assists, 6.0 rebounds, 1.1 steals, over 50% shooting, and fourth in transition points per game. Those numbers are presented as proof that this isn't a nostalgia signing. It's still a high-level player who changes the shape of a team. Yes, the article says the defense has slipped a bit, but it also says he's still contributing to winning in his 23rd season while breaking records. And this is where the Curry fit becomes the main selling point. Curry's shooting paired with LeBron's playmaking is described as an unstoppable attack. Because Curry warps spacing and LeBron controls decision-making, the combination elevates everyone else. The article even says LeBron would improve the Warriors' supporting cast. That's a big claim in the context of this roster, because it implies the move isn't only about the stars. It's about what the stars unlock. That's one of the biggest repercussions of a move like this. It changes the entire ecosystem. It turns regular nights into spotlight nights. It makes every matchup feel important. And the article leans into that too. Golden State would become the story of the NBA again, with the two biggest stars of the generation on the same roster. Maybe there's no guarantee of another ring, but the energy would return. The urgency would return. The big game feeling would return. And for a team that wants meaningful basketball in Curry's late prime, that's the point. The article also frames the emotional side of it as part of the appeal. For many people, this is the dream scenario. LeBron wants to play with Steph. Draymond would welcome him. The Warriors have been watching LeBron for years, and signing him keeps Golden State in the fight. The article suggests the stars might be aligning, especially after fans just got a preview at the Olympics of what this could look like. But it ends with the only honest conclusion possible. Nobody knows what LeBron is thinking. So until the picture becomes clearer, Warriors fans are stuck in the space between rumor and reality. Still, it's hard to ignore how clean the idea is on paper. A free agent swing that doesn't cost future draft capital, built around a pairing everyone has already seen work on the biggest stage. If Golden State is truly planning to reshape the roster around Curry's final years, the article argues LeBron is the kind of move that could make that mission feel real again.